in legal proceedings at the highest courts of the land. Unfortunately, we have no hope that the current leadership of our judiciary can lead such a process of change. We can only hope that the new Chief Justice will lead a process to repair the broken image that our judiciary has acquired over the last few years.
Now, there were party officer, the national organizer, the Lloyd, deputy organizer, Master Third Vice, and the executives need to know. You meet now, yes, NPP and membership drive master. No one I mean now call. Initially, almost say national security for Alpha Chairman won to me. Now, I'm going to do and I'm saying, and the minister to know police CID. See, national security don't know. The whole another course I buy almost a night before. And I was checking on Mama, you're confused for me who said national security was a night bill. Then eventually, or Heba, SO FM said, oh, you be a chairman, and now see you could among the milk. See, your honor meeting in the case of me in Dina, many 1 or 2 calls in a Meshadi. And Pan, me, of course, not in your confirmation said, you could, and I'm the milk. And they said, you took car, you call you. See, you do not come out to me, David, or see, I am catching and said, on one as a lawyer, and the appeal could be so about also afro, and you go inside. See, you go inside, no, lady or reception, and then the Casa say, Yaba, I'm the general secretary of the party, and chairman to the regional chairman, to the national organizer, and assistant organizer, no, a deputy organizer, and if I say, you chairman to you be a person. See, superior beer, or the category of you. The man give information to us. After about 5 minutes, and we'll be buying. The purported buyer, a small but can say, oh, former cat is a buff for her. Which means it will be now, young train now, or she said, at 5, no, you bet me a shama. You book no, and I see you now. At time now, but there 4:45. The 4:45, and I'm a catcher and be so 15 minutes in that shit to me and chance in the train. About 5, after the reception or no, our time in the back. If I have condition call, can over do my condition. Now, or more SRT-APP. Now be a tia now, most of my papa, young Temoka. I would ask the money about Tamobaga. There are being carbon to one. Now, one should do if I call over the catcher. I'm power calling Paconage now. And I say, some of our community. So, in fact, we section crowd, the man of crowd, and yet, any take man now, you're not a bit. There's almost a step, oh, yes, public servant. And I draw all your new attitude to the other man. Then, as some now, but you decide the chairman, your chairman, or yeah, who dare to papa above 5 on call for. Now, when you say above 5 on call for the it's not catching some number 5 now. The back and forth, and I'm catching an abuse over the million carbon thing. You drop on confidence and go for not to do now.
This year is over, and by the time your tenure is over, you will be doing less than 20%. And let me tell you why. Because even when you roll out programs as government, not all of it succeeds. I've told you that we've been in government before. The MPP in the first year rolled out 3 SHS, 1D, 1F, 1 village, 1 dam. Even those ones that we started early, look at the challenges that we faced. And so, Honorable Deputy Minister, we are drawing your attention. This is free feedback to you, that you need to find more coherence between your economic policy and your own manifesto. Else, by the time your tenure is done, you would have disappointed yourself. The second point I want to draw your attention to is that your budget, even the one that you brought, your budget, it betrays your priorities. You see, like they say, don't tell me what your priorities are. Show me your budget, and I will see what you value. This budget that you have brought is a budget in which you have told us, first of all, that you value Ghanaian women so much that you are going to set up a bank for them, the Women's Development Bank. You have put $51 million allocation, 51 million cedis, 51 million cedis allocation in this budget for the Women's Development Bank. And then you have put 70 million cedis for research at Jubilee House. You see your priorities. The budget is beginning to betray your priorities. You give all of the women in Ghana who are looking for this bank 51 million, and then you give research at the office of the president 70 million Ghana cedis. You are beginning to see your priorities. Honorable Deputy Minister, You told us that something has happened that's never happened. The president has gone to negotiate minimum wage. How much? 10%. By the way, the previous administration did way better, 25% plus. But while you are increasing minimum wage by 10%, you have increased the compensation budget at the Office of Government Machinery by over 720%. Over 720%. This is what the leader of the minority said, that very soon we will see the true colors of the umbrella. You see, your priorities are beginning to show. You need not less than about 1 billion Ghana cedis to close the infrastructure gap within senior high schools. You say you don't have fiscal space, you don't have money for it, but you have found 4.1 billion cedis to buy gold. Gold that was being bought from liquidity that was being brought into the jurisdiction by foreign companies that wanted to buy the gold. Now you want to take taxpayers' money, 4 billion Ghana cedis, to go and buy gold. Are you seeing your priorities now? You have made available 100 million Ghana cedis for capital expenditure at the Office of Government Machinery. What are you buying there? More cars or what? 100 million Ghana cedis for capital expenditure. And yet you say to the young people of this country that there is no space. Paragraph 478. That's why I'm worrying whether you've read it. Paragraph 478. You say there's no fiscal space to recruit young people into the public service. But you find 100 million Ghana cedis for capital expenditure, to buy cars and other things. Are you seeing where your priorities are? If I take you into a further analysis of your own numbers, Honorable Deputy Minister, your own numbers. Like my brother John Jinapo used to say, Mr. Speaker, we have run the regression analysis and the correlation analysis on this side, and we know all the figures. I'm happy he's here in the chamber. Mr. Speaker, we have also run the analysis. If you look at compensation allocations, Honorable Deputy Minister, do I have your attention? You will find that for the Office of Government Machinery, you have allocated 2.7 billion for compensation. By the way, when it was 327, you used to complain and do press conferences. Now it's 2.7 billion. But what is even more worrying, the economic sector ministries, 7 of them, the ones that are responsible for generating growth, expansion of the economy, and jobs for people, you have given them a paltry 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. You value Office of Government Machinery compensation more than 7 economic ministries. You were telling us a few minutes ago that infrastructure is the most important thing. While you have made available 2.7 billion cedis for compensation at the Office of Government Machinery, Honorable Deputy Minister, if you check your budget, the numbers, do you know how much you have given for compensation for the infrastructure sector ministries? A paltry 700 million Ghana cedis. So your budget is showing your priorities. But even more importantly, I keep reminding you that the most important things that the people of Ghana are looking for, improvement in cost of living. Between the State of the Nation address and your economic policy and your budget, you have conveniently forgotten about them.
You run away.
You told us that
only for you to come back and say you started it. When it was Roman Catholics that has started that as a pilot project in Kwanzaa and Techiman. Every day it's about propaganda. We are doing free SHS. You kicked against it. You spoke against it. You insulted us. When you realize that Ghanaians were buying to, so we want to do it incrementally. Mr. Speaker, they only added 25 million that year to the education budget. Sometimes I want to ask you, nobody wants to tell me, that are you truly social democrats or capitalistic in nature? Because you can't do pro-poor policies. You can't manage the economic indicators. So what are you? I want to know. Just as I think Peter has
Mr. Speaker, again, my brother on the other side, Honorable Adongo, mentioned the fact that we are not going to borrow, but yet in your budgets, you have 700 million coming from IMF and 600 million coming from the World Bank. What is that? Is that free money or is that your own money in US dollars? I always tell people that the devil is in the detail. always look in the appendices, and then you find what they mean by that. Mr. Speaker, again, in 2016, this government increased their debt from 2009 to 2016 by 20 billion. And what did this result in? It resulted in a dip in the GDP by 8.8 billion Ghana cedis. This same 20 billion is what we put on our debt from 2017 to 2024. And what did we do? We rather added $20 billion to our GDP. Now GDP is 1.2 trillion Ghana cedis. 1.2 trillion Ghana cedis. I know they always come up with one thing or the other, but facts are sacred, Mr. Speaker, and it has found its way in their budget. Mr. Speaker, let me come to one thing that is really of a bother to me. I heard my former minister talk about it, and I also want to talk about it. That is the issue of expenditure. Mr. Speaker, they presented to us, to the people of Ghana, that this government is a government that was going to rationalize expenditure and cut waste. But Mr. Speaker, they should tell us, where in this budget have they rationalized expenditure? Where in this budget have they cut waste? Rather, they have sought to add 43.5 billion Ghana cedis to the expenditure budget. This is not Abna saying it. This is your budget speaking to that. Mr. Speaker, they are hoping that at the end of appropriation, we will give them the permission to spend 290 billion Ghana cedis. When, Mr. Speaker, this year is not an election year, so there are certain expenditures that they are not going to incur. We, in an election year, did an appropriation of 250 billion. So when you come and you tell Ghanaians that you are rationalizing expenditure and you are cutting waste, what are you doing?
Mr. Speaker, we believe that if it's indeed been corrected, let us start the processes properly. Mr. Speaker, because the originator of the letter concedes that there was an error. But notwithstanding my concerns, he's a leader of the House. He's made a point that we should engage the Speaker and find a way out of this. But notwithstanding again, Mr. Speaker, Speaker's ruling directive was to the effect that you were misled. As to who misled you, we will litigate it later. But Mr. Speaker, there's a gentleman seated behind the majority leader. I watched him in my office. He's a first timer. He debated strongly with some energy. And Mr. Speaker, when you see talent, you must say it. This parliament, a lot of first-time talent, and I also enjoyed Honorable Koko Asante, making solid points. I don't know your name, but I watch you in admiration, and I want to acknowledge that for Hansan and that of my colleague Koko Asante. We gave you a match, and then somebody was quoting inflation to be 94%. Next time,
it's a bullet stronger than appetite.
Inflation to GDP at 94%. Inflation to GDP.
I do. That's the key to the number. If you hold on another course that by almost a year night before, Now, so I'm checking, I'm mama, you're confused. Because me, who say national security was NIBO. Then eventually, Heba, SOFM, say, oh, you be a chairman, send him out, see, you go along the milk. Until your honor, meeting in the case of me in Ghana, many 1 or 2 calls, Ghana, Shadi. And me, of course, not in your confirmation, said, you could, and I'm the milk. And they said, you took car, you call you, you do not, Tamaun to me, David, or see, I am catching and said, on one, as an also lawyer, and the appeal could be so about also afro, and you go inside. See, you go inside now, lady or reception, and then the Casa say, Yaba, I'm the general secretary of the party, and chairman to the regional chairman, to the national organizer, and assistant organizer, no, deputy organizer, and the person who chairman to who be a cost. Superior beer, or the category of you. The man or give information to us. After about 5 minutes, and we'll be buying. The papa net buy, a small but can say, oh, former practice a buff for her. Which means it will be now, then train now, or she said, at 5, no, you bet me a shama. You don't know, and I see you now. That's I'm not about there 4:45. Do 4:45, and I'm a catcher and be so 15 minutes in that shit to me and start in the entry.
Me say that can pass some CBA except to thank everybody. Obi bia we MPP ni, we MPP ni, obi bia we jidi say oh my Ghana ye democracy mu ene ye wona enye military junta bi na take over. Na mu ye kwato aba na ye de ekoyi leaders. Na de ekoso enye no wetina ka bibia se enkoyi ne de ye da seda kese ene mawo. Mejina MPP from penning for name. Chairman West team ne hu se da mfa no ya don tina ya muna semunta enhu no public spaces no timija na name edase da kese amubibia ene anopa mi hu wura Justin Kodua MPP General Secretary wotan Kodua no yin America se ebia brother MPP wa ba mu no na ho keka e wo fom kura mpo a MPP be opposition die Mitmaka just wa man homene so, and that's a fact. Mitmaka say in fact wa man homene so, and me hu me catch no me hu me catch say hey Kodua first time mark you pa na ba metimi bo alu ha no ma bo negative, but the akoso yi die me gidi say wa man homene so it Justin Fripo Kodua Yagopo insha MPP for penny for nyina nyame insha wo mo nana adodan Kwaku Ado former president so Yagopo insha no former flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Yagopo insha no NPP members of parliament leadership nyina wo nyina Yagopo insha wo mo former members of parliament former government appointees just say you can see a bobo dinu a make mistake bibiri die bekem enti no mo fan cheme but ebo nso ade di bo ho mo so na esese ye bebo ese ye bo se wo hwe ye cheche chema nuntumi ebnada no na nwumre no na etese enipani abre etempenten kwakoba na just very say minister no general secretary nam na national organizer also enam na lawyer and the appeal could be lawyer and the appeal could be wonya akwara sa ni fie ko lanim but o hwese di o si di chema untumi anopa no di na chief of anopa no ekodura numre na obi e frese wo hefa cheba wuntumi wo hefa ebo tu emina na yese wonai former general secretary of MPP Ura John Buadu wono so di ne ho ji mu na chese mu di akwaniaba na nya seketu o I'm telling you na anu odin na chese party no wa akono na anu odin empanifo so lo mu fie a o mantime MP ama abonten na so o de omo dipo munim omo kakra yo metima frefre wo mo no omo so no Yakopon hira omo nyina mete obi eka kire me se adede si ukuada no wono die Yakopon hira ne se on be ha chairman pa enti the ofreda so fu mienu bi emma omuka se na mo ye 3 days fasting emu twa ma no bon so na fofo be enso edo mo ye furu to hono mo 3 days fasting ya no say ye nya announcement ho omo ye fasting so say wunhu na so ni nyina aka ho ene ko wie nkunimdie enra no eti ye damase party full soldiers 99.5% of mo munshi achema wuntumi wo ba bia da mo behu na bia bonte bia o ye no aye say ye no mabaje say chairman and one ebi pa ne nsem kwa mo nchi ada enso mo de do kese aba be gutama station na enya asem ketwa jagopon hya mu nyina monye ne 1 cedi da muni 10% da enso so no mu gidi se wo ye MPP ni mapa ya oman no ede na totan kuro mu nti na se mo be kire odo ida se da kese ebe mamo na papain se efe chema buga ana chema drop the mic uhwese ni wo si di akwaniaba ono so leadership na menua Moses Abo menua Moses Abo enya senketwa e free say MPP opposition MPP ni bi e bachi no bia says Moses Abo na danfo so na danfo so onim no you be there of course lawyer adwa ba fi no so ja onemu anu no so kaka no ja ekofo e fire no so ka je ja munya abotre obi anim sidele adwa ba fi ne sidi ositie wa se munya abotre no okoba koba siti cheni no enti no e beda obi bia ase obi bia de e betiba ka ne se ye de obi bia ase enna no pa chebaru ntumi enura ebra yi chema wontumi nwumbre no videos bi buy na videos ne buy no man ka no kwara meboa na eya basa bubuo na ya rehosem say wa woni musi de chema wontumi sitie na le video abana ne nan baako ne nan benkum no na es wo twe na se kakra no minim pelofobia in fact they even took on the general secretary say see the papa is who tia be said the mo fa den ko hospital immediately because they dim this for betimi aye no mo do shed them be 6 days die o meta ye bibia it no be so fa den ko hospital tentem and now lopa and lopa ko hospital meso mi hu no pa chota aya okay meso mi hu na ene mehia no otimi se anahoode no nyamencha de abakakra say he was okase wonidi uti wo holomo until of course 6 days na wonidi wo custody dia obeye mere yedunti na yes I said dem hu video bia na ekwa rounda na wo parted quarters na wo so de nan no me na meka se wo so de nan kakra no me because na I said now what am person obi say yes nyamencha de ekofo bi kwa kase ne be say yare bi say na ye no say until na hardwin yes the people be yamusi omo pa be nyamencha de chairman nyamencha de is on the road to recovery ya je senchi bia no ne hona bi si no so and na wakọ run kakra akọ the party for pedifo ase o party headquarters we fall mo no wakọ Dr. Brechampo ho akwakoda na se we fall mo so no wakọ Dr. Baome ho so akwakoda na se wo so de obi bia ase enti no ye no ebisese ne di nkomo no kakra mediketo be ise fi ho no mo owura Kisieja bi OSP enra wa ye press conference enra no obi e twen say former finance minister owura Kenufrata beba by nyaninte said the ho so mfa nyame adoma 13th of this month no obeye surgery it was wontimi ma na momo no obetimi aye se zoom asade mani ma ibi nanka owura Kisieja ben obusa questions ya putu you like oputu bi amana ezo so no owura Kisieja ben se da bi ne call do so be hu onu anga se no tinenim na do de be no waye no owura Kisieja ben se ai police frewa wuntimi nkasa agire no na enwumre ya na me hwe Ghana Airbus asem ne baaye no ye bo former president John Dramani Mahama he says certain president ye bo president Mohammed Dinwum ena ni nua bema Adam Samuel Mahama ye bo Dinwum na former OSP and ehwehwe no ohwehwe na wanya no in fact auto plane ticket e de man so UK won famra so niska e mo man twa plane ticket e de ko ja so won koje no mra Ghana wa ma ninti no Ghana e declare President Mahama ni nua Samuel Adam Mahama no wanted e declare so a fugitive ye nya mfiri no so e na former OSP wono wo de resign it e da so da no so Oragi se jaben bai na obehwe record so na hu say papa we Adam Samuel Mahama were wanted by the OSP abusafo wonu OSP no kise jaben enu ankasa e de Ghana sika etwa plane ticket wa de Ghana sika etwa plane ticket eko UK eko sia Adam Samuel Mahama no ewo ho ene enkofo bi omudi ka ho ekoye ni interview ewo London wa ye Adam Mahama interview London ni wie no what we draw the conclusions e de back to Ghana say Adam Samuel Mahama ene nua John Dramani Mahama ene omo aka ho no omo nya eboni bia me pa cho data chere say Ghana follow do na se nipa omunim US no ebu be 70% esanim UK Ghana data sa de kire say owaki say ja bitimi twa plane ticket eko London eko hwehwe obi a woda wanted list so da wanted list so dia kian kwa hwehwe no eke hu na ye kire de ne ba Ghana eso owaki say ja ben etwa plane ticket ehwehwe baabia Adam Mahama ewo London eko interview no eje na samutum ede be ye adwuma wo my Ghana edie na untimi enfa ayi plane enko America Adam Mahama no onyare wanka se wo yare owe kelofata de wo se wo yare hospital awoko wo de letters ifro aba ni nyina wo de aba enti ade na wonka nche ne se okay me ba ho nyame adoma echinichi se hospital wala wo twa opa atwen me opa so a pe baby ni yantina anapa me ba New York yenhia wo Ghana consulate na wo ho no na me koye wi interview na ono dia odipo ya ndi o se chichini a just wo no akasa fa plane e de ba Ghana na redie na esia de redie we see so me kenye here say one lecture yo on one report no trend was it the OSP na ankasa ena ekoye kohwehwe no eni ko di nkomo OSP beta ko London dia beta ko US mesrawo so beta ko London dia beta ko US mesrawo Ghana sika den sign ya budget e twaba no so bi wom papa eta ho se twopo nya senketo 10-story building mo sika ko US ne ko interview orake do furata ne bra back to Ghana ne be draw conclusions ne ensan hwa ade abusa for aha ye wuntumi radio 5.9 ye ba bedi enkobo yes the boss is do be chobako o menye so ne betina che ana okay enti me the best start free Moses abo e ho no Moses abo e wase no mo ni komi enso ha ni ko be da me hu video be san ko fu ya chia ya mo wo radio station bi so me wa muso no matcha no pomia mo kompa ni nyina e ka
commander de ni na start e
mo hwe no once o oh sa na wa he
afu
sa na ni komi na hafu de okopede ho
se ho na ewu me ho na me nyini ye bibia
sa oh okay Matias it decided to dia ma na Johnny enso Johnny constituency what you hear from if you are constituency oh okay enti Frederick Jodu do not Frederick King la boa manyako oh okay that's right enti
constituency popular
Efiano.
It used to be a fear question.
Yes.
I was saying, can you borrow result and say a fear question?
The constituency look like you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I just say, I don't want to go. What are you saying? Yeah, Tracer, you yeah, Tracer, George Quatty, and then so by News of watch it, and I just know about the and I don't really know. Moses Abo, from Tuesday, number. It would be body chamfonika crebiche na mokokwa no pe wie nwumre na boys no at times abufo ne ba na nwanwa wiase nwo se da hwe Moisa bo na obi abuofo no less apata se mun kwa chi kakra na me na
no high
no ha mo
no high because na edu I think the Friday no person no mu si ani because I'm catch say Friday no by 6 p.m. there na o
mepi ai
ntia boss 6:30 ehun se no ade no be edu no nkofo nyo ade so ombeyinu nesum
but
afi na onu momo ye kwa no di ani mu ni
afi do se bottom aside be asiti aside be asiti commander ya nkoi
well me da si say mama use my platform we na menchi obia menchi MPP the national executive the region the constituency any electoral area coordinators the polling station executives na Menda His Excellency the former Vice President Amembona Baso na wesu menua MP Honorable Brian Champon omunyina lawyers obia uwo mu nyina a mantimi ambodin mesrese list no dos be chem party food soldiers omunyina amapa ewia enwumre na omuwo ho no mo nyame nshiro mu no enyo mo kese ampa Tuesday is it do kan yan kan bebre but the yehu ho no mo edbesua nyansa na nyame adom na 4 years 2028 7 December we were GDA said the yehu the nkrofo eka manumi ho mankoto aba eba ne sen ade ye dru ana bi mu se me kopemi ID card ya to ho bebre yehu kind of Rambo Star movement NDC for DAD na nyina kodon a strategy on bezo mundum your spirit because o mo say kwan a mo faso any nyama mo ye any scandals ebe pop up very soon so o man fa strategy we are intimidate here am fa kind of fear be into your so God on me catch us say there's no way NDC will survive in 2028 na ohia and then America na me kana masre omo me interama piki any investigation my any say most of your government appointees now and then omo former government appointees NDC is for any yoku no omo misi yoko sorry NIB ya invite bebre
yes matese bebre ko ho
be mo ko 3 times a week
yes
you know kasakura na bebre omo ni even evidence omo ne document omo di investigation but omo de hu na show mo but the American say bebre zo ni mboni omo di enti omo ntimi enka ba me ka tro omo say ye no omo na ebre ye na e ba power no manya na bi omo feel say omo ne ananti ohwe nyama we asi we ni nyina from day one ye call team for Jofi Adenta Kumi and ya brad the regional chairman Ashanti region who steady government appointees no would therefore we need to form
so ombeba ho do
omba ho bebre person omba but ye de hu bia hye omo say hwe onim na okwa onsem wo ha
was working
I'm telling you say we need the ho na o hwe fa this is the strategy ya omo da to form because omo na eso omo be gina mo na yemfa ye hu enhye mu because o hwe rounds are ye ni nyina o sometimes godom edu baby a ya botom sika
enye sometimes mensa unu aka no kure enye sometimes the bia wa botom sika
but godo enti
the bia botom sika yen ka no kure say em before mpanifo opposition just 5 months na mu komu scan kakra da so ho bebre gu ho
ye de hu
ahwe obi ti say Moses abo look ebra OSP edire ni si owura kenofuri ataso na meka ho asem na obetis obi timi busa na mo kwa owura kenofuri atade no de ma wo na say ni say miminya ahwe fi ni hoda but as if I knew say memeso de beba.
I'm telling you
that time me defend owura kenofuri atase say enema first fana OSP yetia no wrong no as if na me ka na sem na meka chere say ye de ye no a ye be call next person
strategy.
I was about the 4th person to have been picked and I'm a boy.
Me cry me bufu yes.
I will frame me boy catch say that na me call man here you. Me achi me. Ye the 5 million a year verse bail bond at me so. What I say? Me call ye mo holu ma me te sem omo se wonem rante bi gu ase kan person ba kwala me so enye hwe. Mesre Ghana fo me se mpanifo ne say emrante ne maba wana Moses abode omo ba no se be producer omo ma le kwasa o omo ma le kwa etobu be jan mu anopa ko se nwumra busa mo se eti mpanifo no munya catering services ni ala de ye eye ma MPP programs bia mo de aduane ko ne adade no eti kakra nka me amunye dokoro mbra lo mo nom we da me ti se fiada lo mo ye ensuo mo mbra mo nsuo lo omonnom ebe boa
because ade omo ye no mo wie ye o
afen on best start
because OSP
yes on my list of about 70 people
and me catch you say list no mo aye no ebi mo feel say me dem count be and omo tuna see because a strategy omo ye say me cause amanya and Moses awo ye ba power onya adam say look anopa ye Kofi ewia be ya ama edwuma be ye obi and the me catch a party for say me obi eni medwuma me ye proud to ye wo position ye ba power me na me ye one person me fight government bia omo ya ade enye ye ko circle ko bubu amisi me mpene ye ji nkrofo bia sa me me mpene but ene ni nyina ya kofie no de ese me no wondwene se obi wo no political career sawo ukodi ni chia wo de wo enima wo be benefit na wase no so ayede account entimesre ye buefu ya yenyama bebre but de me kan se part na ye nyina ye de future na ye bright mistake aye nyina ya koye in 4 years we aye kokofo mu no eye me no nyina na ebre ene hwe asema esi ye ko hono ma no pa ewia kodon me see metimi bedu na party for bi abaw but se man yi manim a no bi atete menya si wo ka ma
no omu no mo pie ba yes
na de enti a edu bebi a police for no me mpene se party members no ne ombenya because utmu se police for no mo ye adwuma enye omo na asem no omo sem na wo hwemu yi a ebi mu kura no happy with what is going on
clearly
because say a police issue there's no way nipa ne bet now more than 48 hours etina edu bebi obo se nipa no muni atena yie eye yoko ohwe ameni yoko guy bi on the machine ni mahunu the picture won ni fuka kakra no me be sound point black say ade oye yoko officer na say oye NDC ni regional organizer na constituency organizer
to support say we wiem
me be sound me face wo me guys wo nyobia edube me say wo metima tua we man or see I'm say what can you do me no enti wo baby you have to use your head and your mind and not na yetima manage sinatl endra na me ya adoma ye yi ya papa ya brother if you hormo na the whole world ebe boy abaso with the protest na ye in fact ye yusu ya adwen ebi mu person ka ye nya bibi ne ye nka so MP before o ma say we o ma say but ya nye but ye bo mu hu say ye ni abre ye this year na ye den ye hwe enti media meni agi but party for mo ya appointees a mo eye mo se mo suro no so mo de hu no nyina hye mo e de to mo so na mo ntimi ba du baby kura ntimi nya hwe I'm being honest. This is the time I'm more than who be for real. ne ye gina mochi ne ye edwumadin amam na omo touch one omo touch all is that the end say yes party for ni nyina grassroots ti say the godon eka Kenovoriata de buy no me Kenovoriata oni me ni sure so hum kro oni say efre Moses
dabi
oni me but oya party and they say o hwe stala NDC for difa me hwe media na me hu na ebi mu na chama ontumi wakoji contract say I mean it doesn't make sense however no NDC for no set agenda in mind obi o say me chama ontumi me offer ni nyina ya ntro setting setting pa and there be before ya set agenda amaye de opposition and to my entrance Emma NDC and set agenda my whilst we are in opposition et me sre godon me see me baba use platform edia ye fundraising on logistics important no Embra, I don't want it to be in my hands because the air cost we have our men yen crew of war ye no man die but ye no man kasa
yes
sa Rambo style arrest no we need to resist yakọ elections ye wie imagine say atimanya 200 motorbikes e dey am a party for na one motorbike nipa mienu ISM 400 it is a about godon fie na godon fa phone frame ya sa 200 motorbikes na me from oban you be register mo enye illegal motorbikes na ye di ba be ride wo krom because it's allowed go for ride motor who was covered back on tomoto no one lancesi wa show element no one ride it there also police for also every municipal say no be face because there's law in this country godon so obi atimi be my obi be my one motorbike or two ni ewie na lancesi na nyina na enya 200 motorbike na oba ye dey amount onu obi enti asemba na ye fresh 200 motorbikes
ombeba obalo lu bit 400
sa 400 we ono so boys each person be out the motor no be man o mumienu no our two boys on our nipa 1 2 3 almost so control enti e ba the critical na ehia mo a sa two no friend nipa 10 20 times 200
yes
because just a call away just a call of 400 500 because on him say ono so be di ade ni chi a me commander anya moto no china me so menya bibi enti me stress look baby e ye do no it's not about kasa bebre because NDC for no they are not ready say wa kasa hwe e kasa anka hwe disrespect omodema former vice president
enti me hu bi da
hwe disrespect and then I can a press conference and some then I can MP skura ebetena from it tells you say and your kasa bebre and I to me is about calculation and strategy because yes calculation and map up strategy me see and the boys now more nimning na TV more now we are starting free be more intimidate
me away
most of our guys yeah from my intimidate I'm about kukura there me bufu no to the extent say also brothers free bokwaba every free boga ba ma fro e crime no be afro a show hu na akoka say o patrol o yes
yeah agosajima
agosajima pa de na ba and what could you pa
e for my friend minyano I was in now what to heaven because we dear said that
many anju kra
o hwe na yi na e kama mum o so we was say bokofo na ba we mo ba and then a few moments later I go say na and our friend what tied down made them say mo me men bi o ba bia na go say what dey
so kofo du echi o do say uncle bi no akọ shahorum na why video
I don't go friend go say mama me nyambo cha omra studio nyambo cha omra studio
go me
say that be san so asere abufo no ba so a asemo a be ka no frabemu no so no ye enye measure kakra sabi adwo ye enye do be be ko bia kasa but menye sure so wakasa ma na bro so sa etia na unya opposition wo kasa so a ya mum enye very measured
we go for mo very bad.
Oh yes.
O ka bibi na tra o met me e dey mran.
Oh enter kom ka sa tra.
Yes. But as a media, we need to be very, very vigilant. And we need to protect our leaders and protect the party.
All right.
MPP Penny party we belong to. We don't have any political party again. Because me ko pay juma krana say security man krana me ni sure say obefine and a party for a moye polling station executive mo feel say oh enye me oh ono no wakoji contract wakoye say look ebedu so you also one also ba be leader and this hard me see mo man enjoy enka because NDC the omoye ni is ahead of 2028 election. Of course. Omo the omo 2028
omo MPP apre omo apre ni na gu fomu se pe no
Kenya ma esi na ontimi hu a former government appointee even one or two a whole regional chairman issue about from Tuesday to Monday no government appointee because we a party near na oti hon ma be so say what is going on. But I want to tell them, say they should wake up. Omaya Bonukra, Kaidoma court. Because there's law in this country. Because why BBI? You are inviting me up to now. Maintain say you are the government appointee Bakubia the Ako court. It is a most betinasi na mo de mo ni betite. Emme dwana kotina abrochi. Na ye nkuwie. Na mumbra na mumbe di mo ni beji campaign de nya de ebe pene.
Because almost wa ende omo abeya mo be defend see no. Bebre potential government appointees.
Exactly.
The next government. It almost can send you be also ye cautious. Obi so ho asem why ni ata defeater. Why ni ata defeater? Because some people say Freddie told me say party we need power. Obeto nya post
exactly
ni comment kasi wo so ebeto obeto nya post di
anya youth no pe no
obi
so efia constituencies and papa avo we need there yesterday me say me every week member 3 times obia wo bibia person support sa strategy we yan kind strategy people but we need logistics to operate and operate well.
Yes,
because if we don't operate na ya amfa measures and tour ni antimi am protect ye ho a because be do baby no last me hu we bi minim so mu ye say see chairman untimi akodi cabinet they are coming ye babaji mu station minim so hu sa story
ECG there na oh a old story 2022 a old story 2022 that time boni ye establish here na ye kumase na ye ba ye ko pona nya no kre obi obo sa publication bi ahwe 2022 story what you say enti enya hwe aye tie sabi producer empelifo ba ha NC fo ba ha ne ade we ba ye ni obi aka what you say ye ni obi aka we bet ma show public they say won't multimedia over 5 radio stations 5 television stations adbs ye pere bia no yetimi aye. But what can they be very instructive? Former appointees na bia mujiri se NDCD ehuna atomoso. Yes remo e momu wi ni sa ade no. Because mona mababe ye government appointees da ya manim no very popular. Manim ebe ba bi say pa e motivate wo mo aka grassroots no say ya ba in fact even me kwa ha meeting me kwa bome me ne dawru e da se bra ha yeti keke. Party ni ye bibi ne se ye tisi o se pa metimi hu enkenya ya na bank of ani enu ase ye ba ne obabi ko ba ya hweda nche ba kakra bi e ba hol mu no to se enkenya bi aba demonstration no me ana papa by 6 am na mo hol mo obuhu me enkenya ba ya mponi ewu how much more governor former governor appointees eti be se musu nche dem ye chemu a ye na be sen aba
because the plan so person di uboni obedi uboni enye dodge na o dodge na na anase ebi musu a mo feel say mo di ye ebeye mo bidding mo nya very careful ebi mo a omo akọ promise omo say me dey ma fold me hands me dey Charlie, me mfa me hun shemu me boamu. Look, NDC cannot do anything for you.
NDC for.
Omo ntimi look eye adwen kese na omo de nenam. omu adwinkese no mo de nam inti yesrem me see 2028 MPP will come back to power.
Yeah.
And then mumbo date 2028 MPP will come back to power. Because if confirm mistakes are omo ya oman koto aba me nam kura na me nam na me share bi mu youth no bi na me no mu me form wo car mo me mo lifter. So guys say oh bra me bisan na wo to aba obisi o me to aba o koto ma bebre o man koto aba bebre o mo nyina so bi so mo MPP for adan ya yesi mo nko na mo di na me se nko na edi de. But this time around here they say me nwa we we call the office for 1 year very social or you open or sere or be serve fine and to all nam crowd drive crowd na do on ma you force to go in na one na kwede akokasa say na percent na afọ papa OSP there godon you see papa no o mind checking here because I'm not sure say I think there is something.
Well, Mate, Moses abo na mote ni kano hase eye wudi radio 95.9 Ghana NT program na wo go so na wutie no wo hwe social media platforms ni na no feedback na mode ba nyina no yeda mase pa mamenko Freddy Hall mo Freddy minim so far last week you I started Tuesday I remember I say be started by Monday minim say na come grand scheme no ho dia because I didn't grand scheme no ho a okọ Monday police force CID for ni di ni ye memi ko hobi menim obi obetima ka se police for intimidate obi oba bia ye kama ye se wo mra Tuesday oba Tuesday we wait within 20 minutes awọ kwa ya che no ema o makipu ni sa afedi so far no ha hu ni say
godon madam
akala hwe no okay
esanso echia eye wontumi radio etiefo nyina nyame ne da na se Bible say ade nyina ye fanda se manyame
yes
nyame ne da na se se eja eye ya enua chairman yembra peni eye last week enim ne si ye Tuesday ebesi eye enua Monday nyame edi ne ho fofie ede na Brian and I say na ebeda otwe dwampo nyankopon na ya sanso ada MPP form penifo nyina say especially leadership of the party o say me godon wo kasa na wo ka bibi e kamakoma na wo ka ye general secretary na wo see edu bebi no na nka wo ya abon negative kakra
ai
na dwumedi edi o boy general secretary na baso ene kre because nyame can say I think say your general secretary was setting some leadership example be
yeah
godon assembly ani kan ye din but say kan ye nyina e be kai ye general secretary ko election no na ono wa ha na chairman wa ha but I know nkyere say sende chairman wontumi no waka e say general secretary oyi nani say na enim say party for no binum no omo frɛ general secretary na nya wo na o ko election chairman wontumi wan support one yesi o si debi so far as oye party ni no e say ono no di enim no hwɛ e ma chairman wontumi no woto no saa na nka esusu say eye chairman wontumi oye Ashanti regional chairman nanka ebenya all the regional constituency chairman omo Ashanti region impo anase ebenya regional chairman impo omo nyina omoda ye say this is a targeted agenda nanka omo nyina beta ichire na go don ehun ni awreho a whole region Ashanti region 47 constituencies yembisa ehun say chairman constituency chairman do saying anase constituency secretary saying anase organizer saying na if you region say ma beta chairman echi meme de ne say policy ye won say unu obi nya adwimpo na say nipa no ho ka godon so far as your party ni no nia woni ni nya adwiro woni ni nya adwinyo woni ni nya adwinyo
fato nchen
the ultimate is ye hwe say chairman wontumi bebi okodi no ye be yi ni free wo e mana ba because in brand kire say with a warrant impo no 48 hours I will feel say abro 48 hours no kra no the person must be given a human treatment intini e kan say owura just could you from general secretary any leadership of the party the money na say and the chairman of free yoko e buy and ra and then wako run you see wako show sign of gratitude
yes
wako do bibia say oko party head office e go dan pedifo nyina say esan so call yan former flag bearer your vice president His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akwa dan say asan so akọ owura brand champion MP aswan kwadase adam penifo bebre ase a sign of gratitude penifo say gratitude no your gratitude determine your altitude in life ono kire wo say body mo bia no do bia ase ekono yenya nko wie yo ya start but we akoye chairman de no kina be ye hwan nti ne be sere ne say so wo a wuti ende so we NDC financier we NDC businessman we NDC appointee na why what been say we party better so for life dwene mienu na ne eto chairman no eto wa e bia wo de enkoye sa political prosecution no all over Africa all over the world etasi ebinum ko a omomma but ne efe ne se ne ede ne se obenya adrofo a omekwa akota wuchi e ma na yefe o se no a video mu yi wo da wo ka se chairman no so na no dodo no e no kre yenyina hu ye yemhie and then we say chairman buck kicks left right them say that's right we ni chairman won't me e kana asabna nti e bedam penifo nyina ase ne e kan say ade bia esi bia no obi bia won't me amba bia esere so unua anase party ne bia no wo ka fa hu shem enya hu say we no ono nko na ekodi ne sika anase we no ono nko na akwaye ne contract anase we no onya ne bibi no amem bia esere wo we ye patriot. You say be a patriot. Patriot in the we got test when I say commitment without investment. Yeah. Ba MPP mua. You share party niya. We don't need to be giving something. Me ti hey, chairman want to be me ni nkomoda. Me share the one chairman oh it is saying boko. But chairman assembly nyina de wuji mi kase nyamu ye die. Ensam fata. Because omoda set chairman yanka ho asama. Sa na omoda bakosa they do all these things to distract us. Na enim say ka Monday ya etwemu. Ye ba beka private jet obi ko ti dem obi say Ero Kufa do kotra private jet we dware men so nyina gu ye ho e ba beka private jet obi say me ba bem ne say me president kofa private jet and I say obi kofa private jet I'll resign from the government so we nyina no omodi chairman asam say chairman a big fish in this country chairman okasa nipa bebere wo so chairman owoso no wana enzema wo so yefa chairman wuntumi yefa ne scapegoat to clear that issue yati ase ya jatu but ye kan say ye nyina ye Ghana for ye besere ya besre na MPP ni bebia wo ti se obi ne wo kan fa ne se eyewo na asam na to na ko ginim na support nipa no na ne ngofo start si an fa ni nsifom ye be obokọ no so saa na je se bebia bedu no wan hwe ntumi nso ano and tell na menua musabo kan it is an attempt to weaken the party
of course
but an MPP is an elephant party abo so no dey how can you weaken an elephant o di chindie dey we abo na ye hia etokro na bedem ne nso afem na obo so no dey ye di obo so ne chi o ye can say we are a party we believe in the elephant we are a party we are united wa wonim say obi aye obibi obi aka say obi aye say no twasomaninka where we are now no we need to be united to be able to resist the oppressor's rule ama yenyina yetumi akontinye de akọ 2028 nti ne go no we dey na sekuto na dem obi bia especially aye full soldiers a omo hu chairman da omo nchi chairman da omo nji bia free chairman da anapa ewia enwubre na omo gina ho because nyina chere solidarity unity with the united front no it put fear of God in the opponent who say nkofo we no ade eye no yesusu yenye ne boko enye sa oman Ghana e ba ko pe yesusu bone ma oman Ghana yenyine pa asomdwe na yesre bibia besi bia no he mune godon chema wuntumi e kana asemi Monday okosi ID office almost sama Tuesday say ombra CID office okoye onye obi a flight risk chairman has businesses all over the country chairman be the DBA woman or no be obeka say oh chairman want to me there say anhwe obedwane odwane akwan ya no wo Upa, you invite him, he will come. If you have questions, you ask questions. So if you listen, when your evidence are substantive about prosecuting pana, you just need to move the evidence to the court of law.
Yeah.
You see, until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction, you cannot declare a person what? Guilty. Until at this stage, whatever you are saying, you are just making assumptions and suspicions, and you call the person a suspect. Until for nipa no court, ne kodinasa, ne yine who say, MPP si, oba MPP mo yawo lawyers o. I go don your lawyers papa. Oh, say general secretary I say obi bia mo feel say why boni bia mo fa nipa nko court. We believe in the law. The law is the law. We believe in the rule of law. It's a nipa nko court there lawyers obi di nechi a. Whatever it is in the court will determine the case. Enti e besre. Baby you do no e your mind back na masaka ye do obi bia ase. Chairman ya mention baby o bia o ma na wonde suruku na on kai say nyina eta nechi. We don me that say.
All right, Ebusafo, aha eye won't be radio then 5.9 yekosoa etsm na yedi enkomo program din di Ghana nti Frederick Diodu dodo na friend Fredikin en na motene kase wono ede ne kasa no abasisia no men kan for high sense for enema emfa ma high sense television Hisense for omo ye promo ombewie June 8th ye June 8th ye na TV akakaka akese pa 100 inch TV nyina ebi to the extent ba ko de 150 inches in the TV die the for pa intino make for Hisense for enema e the amount auto we so almost amount 5-year warranty na Hisense the whole Ghana mini baby kura omuni omo adi Ghana nyina aboso obetimi afa 0302 550 000 0302 550 000 na any Hisense for any enkomo na oma won man paper ni bi na wo dem enye de na eho so enye fe nature's medicine for the gastro mixture at the abase stomach ulcer na how and a typhoid fever and so etetiwa would ness we ya and diarrhea hawa would din so this digestion in koyia draw here gastro mixture na make for at the amount menso plus mixture so yenu no ma wubu nsa na se fija edum no mesrew wo draw obi here and menso plus mixture and na prosta plus mixture so no bema woda 2 hours bia no asoro akodwunso choice bia no asoro akodwunso ha dwen papa the stable wonder no nti mekanfo the amount say kojibi se prostate enlargement na hawo ebi otajo so bebre so ana jonso no so makra urine retention na say this kan no na mesre say kona koji prostate plus mixture open to so bu atu akwakoton a ko kan see repass ventures na naboache heba Tema community 1 market Ekus pharmacy umwo Ashaman main station na house of drugs obitima from 0248778899 0248778899 Tabia Takum enso so ewo holo mo me se ebema nyina Supreme Court judge ene Tabia Takum ebema wa ho odin abafom kwalakwajiwi na uni wakajina mu ema no wonka wasema kama se bia next matches abobol no obitim edeka polo eba efie etimeka fo Tabia Takum ediama from 0243 686861 ebuza for ade ya ne se wo ton ade bi ana wo ya ade bi mo man na obohu dewre bia entie ha dwen ya pa entibacho movement TV ene wuntumi radio 95.9 ye bi ya pronato se obi wodi dwe bia enkase dwala wudi no esua bacho bra ne mohu de ruma ne ma ne nyekese obeta 0509 301 401 0509 301 401 and 0509 3014 01 0509 301401 Frey ABS it me short documentary bi mawa ni ayeba ne ba be ma kama enyu ska kese bia ketua bi at your own pace no tua bi na yetimi aboho the room so for the past 1 week no baby abefa bia fridge kwala bia obede se movement TV atwa ewo fridge no mu a ye no edin komo ni komi yenkwai na ayi bi so bawo se die se otofu wala dumso tax otofu bia oto 1 liter bia 1 cedi enti they dangerous 1 liter bia na 1 cedi no
covid tax no ero John Mahama eda soje
obedient next budget
say also the bola tax me say bola tax
dumso tax
asamba dumso aba President Mahama aba and say dumso tax asanso abe kan yebu yekom
enti no 1 liter bia 1 cedi.
Yes.
Enti 1 gallon 4.5 liters. Which means 1 gallon be able to have 4 cedis 50 pesos.
Yes.
Eni ade dey hu.
Escapa.
Ade dey hu.
Escapa papa.
Na ni ko be ya papa bi ne se na owin sapa. Na owin say na doctor ka che say nsa na wono no ha no bitima ni say bitima ni say oh papa wunyai na otolo da share dem pass na the situation no west nti one day we dey go hospital no na doctor ka che say ofaso mesi ensen ya wo numi bebrebe we nya ya da chi bitima kumu mo was ya na ehu yare se be kuro no hanu bebe kun be madia wosane yare na ehu wajai ni komi baso yanko
me da wase mefa akonya we so echi a etiefu a omaji bro mu tie wuntumi radio nyimre wi na me brothers mpanyinfo a omodi kankasa e omakasa yie ntime nkohonom
yeah
kakra me de beka hu ne se me da me di yaw kakra ewo
jehin ho
chama wuntumi asem ya
okay
me den de yawdie
sesen
papa ne de omaka ne nyina abo aba omo oso omo bo ma baso nyama bo ma baso but me ni comedy me di yaw kakra
sesen
yaw na me di ye ni ndi godon chama wuntumi ya che no
brother yes
Monday me no nyina ne me ame boss Poyando ene ne call CID headquarters
yes
ene mo man bill ene mo yes adechi Tuesday na on Sambra as part of the bill condition oba ye we spend less than 20 minutes at the CID headquarters ye pie ya no mo cross ye order from above just a chairman friend lawyer mpone just say mrantie yi ya bobbo na beti ene pua chairman wuntumi nye sabe MPP ni kekewu oye the leader of the party and what the strongest our stronghold
yes
as a political party
yes
the leader of the party the chairman of the party our something region na say ya chiche ma wuntumi a party fo no bi e de ye politics empanyi fo pa o ya introduce politics awa asem no mu bebi e wose nke de asem ne form asem ne chat ya no ne de ni wada e na we si sei oche afa du ba bi kwa pon o fra MPP ni kwa no busa ne chama wuntumi asem na kosi sei ya obi ni ho no motumi ama o accurate information about what is happening we can we adeche na we abeka we oche na we abeka we the party couldn't sit down to take a decision and I prioritize individual interests politics at the detriment of obi personal liberty very important see aje ufa hu de free wunsa edu akwa she baby say do na de ma wo say wo pew say wo mpew na ye internal politics godon MPP empanyin for mo sorry na internal politics na mo ye na time MPP internal politics ya ye no time the beka atiremo we saw some of them on radio stations ka say ya fa ne nko ye fa chama wuntumi nko ene ya chama wuntumi o ochi ne be ye wo adanti a oni nintamu nya fine sa ufi se no ma na o ye no wo pem ne wa adwum de nka e wo se nko ye no wo I mean other way round enu ntini ya fa ne nko
na wo ndi beto
etino me tietie se bia na me di ya wo mi mu say party panyimfo na mutumi nya gugudo ko tena radio so eka ABCD ena me man nkofo direction na me yo mu say ena me yo mu say former na chairman constituent chairman aden
se fe BB na
aden chama wuntumi enye MPP ho a nka sa asem nka beto no
so obi di so no podi wona true bibia de koma CID4 na chairman fee be 5 bi ewu kumase wono an ma direction kwa ha no ka chese say fee de edenya ada no obewom
aden
it is say the medal wonya no no
ese
ni ko se
to me boni e wa ye ne se wode ne sika na ho oden nim dia be se o be boa ma MPP atumpon ana he obi ahu asem o godon ya ni se etiyi obi ahu asem obi ba we no ba be kan fom so akire wo kro be onwanwa obi ahu asem enti chama wuntumi ono so enipa sabi ono so o sin to kakra
of course that's what enipa
enti no dem bone nko na chama wuntumi be ya obi be so ya se yemfa ne nko obodo ma ba so se odi chama wuntumi afa entitie I mean atiti bi mu say it doesn't make sense he chama wuntumi wo de wanya bia ma MPP kra no hwe chama wuntumi ho mekeka e wo party ni chama wuntumi is a mover, he can move crowd enti no wo kasa yamfa ne nko na ye ne no ma ensem fata no owadofo owabusuafo omutie oben no mutu no fe papa e wo ye die si ye nti papa tuwufo ombetime tunu amane say futuo no
oh let's say the break e bi kwase wonya party
yeah so betime amane say futuo no
let's say message bi be send bi abrey
adan enti internal politics na ye when people mun time mo be ja munyai you come and sit here and shoot some of you people
asamba kwa ni komie no sa wo ho no wonya sika enye wo mu onimo mu no mu di ye wonya sika jo na busuafo me pa cho wo Ghana ha me se Ghana ha ho minima de kru etisa enipa pedifo a empenifo mo Ghana se be produce ye nyina nim se ebi wo mo nsem no ye me se virtual mu nyina afi kru kitinkiti obi ro enso se afi kru kese mu saa wo na so busa se ba bi obu fre no ko mu krom
omko
obu krom ba obu fre no se obu krom no bia enipa population size be 2000 and 3000 ya dade no enipa 2000 and 3000 obi aye ya na obu krom no mu fre no omunya obi pe 500 cities aye dwetire he akurase umo bi 500 cities otibi do pincho ba meboa emore ni se ana ba meboa
500 cities
aha oba se choba enti buso wo se omo no kwa ya no obia ye omukroma na it has never happened say ewiase yenya wo binipa ba akofo ama ne sika wo no wacheche wo so anopa wo se bo fa register ma no obia magibi we be so ha na be so aso ha na be so aso ha na be so aso ha sa woni ba kwa no wonye ma wa ebiso we me ba wo furu aso obi so mamusa sa question for me it is a very silly question to ask
ya ho ya obi mu so en the narrative for nam say chama huntumi agi road contract na wagi musika na me ne wuti kromu ase when ya man road contract a sense tam sika the man say je koye kwan
awahi
wana wudi sika koye o
ko besia
ya abona de piauka mo pa on mo ye road o mo ye road contractors go to them and ask them. Some of them even use their personal money. They even go to the extent of say contracting loans. When we are project in the say be piano kano na kwa yasem. And the chairman want to make the road contract. And why I say no? When they see road contract no or say what you know, ya the sika ka hu say on dem koye adwuma. It doesn't make sense. In some utna say na we ya analysis to me say yawdie ene ho ya na man for the de e de kasasa. But me dem make catch on say dia wo ye no enye chama wutumi na wo ye ne bibio party no na wo say no
say party
because me abranti ame so me nyini wo party no de akoso na me hwe wo o che bi kwa no se me kumi hu kwa ma party na enam de esisinti no
say chama wutumi mpo
de
ene ye se nenkofo ka se general secretary kan wa
of course
General Secretary kan wa ha wode kwakuderu program anopa movement in the morning say empanifo bi wo party mu fede say na wo so ade na wo ha ho sa na wodi chema wuntu wonya ne sika no wonya na asem a jare no ono kwankoyi General Secretary na wutie ne voice se de osidi kan asem na wuti say na amen no ne say wo lo ampa ko nkasa asem no na ehalo why do you do that
Gordon
ni
a friend is saying you're Dr. Mahmoud Baumia or call the primaries say nyambi before nyina na to ababa no enso ewie say nyina ko di na chi support ye enti say general secretary call contest na chama huntumi support na eno nkyere say oya ne tamfo aden candidate chama huntumi ko support no odo no nya MPP ni ana yeba Jomboedu chama huntumi ko support no against general secretary no Jomboedu no nya party ni onya party ba. And then from so ben na one say chairman want to make us support Jomboedu against JFK. And from so ben na one
anya from so say choices
any party o MPP here. We cannot belong to the same camp. And see that. Enter for kwa ya wo mo ne kra no bi eso no bi an na adwen. Etino e be sro mo. Sign politics tantan na mo ye no. We don't need it at this point in our lives as a political party. We don't need it. We don't need it. Yeah. This is the time was set. You get treat and mobilize a jam penyumfu echi. No more yard than yet me acting on. Am I yet me yet there was a yet towards election 2028. Send the Ghana for the Yankopon Kraja to say, or the 2 minute MPP in 2028. No, I'm Remusa. Name Remusa.
A you for no, a matter about 1 hour. Or mobile home baby no, so would allow no one never more. Now, yaw dear baby, sound yaw dear baby,
yaw dear what you say. At then, Yamokrapa, Sabe party any end in the year. Ya nyashe mpono ya tese bibise atuche ma utumi no party ne hu donti yaba na wo wodi constituency chairman da ana constituency chairman na wudi ye no eno utumi boa mo obia ho to no ana so obia nya kasakasa ana so obia nya minase po bia wo ho no mo ana ye musa asa kwahye enti obia ho wonfomso police station for sorry party for sorry show solidarity. Who the out was say you have fun in court. Information.
I think don't my am leaving much on them. Morning or more mambo for what I say. Or man biano and I say it could be an yana winners uncle for the boom. Yamen chadie o my father said them. Yamia you moto amoye bia who see the musuban ECTA. And yet the number yet theatrics be on big play biana say biana. Ebeka sebe sankofo adwe ewo ho ene enra ena OSPA press conference efa wone ura kenufori ata ho en last week so misenya ntie se wo se yokufo epeso mo I requested the docket of Sisila Branda passe omo fambre wo mo. Don't be surprised the next 2 weeks ombechi TCC yoku for betimi achi TCC na yoku for na some person say no Ghana for who some political wing of NDC so well you are free mo mayen ne who some political wing of says mo na mabase mo na mo ye hatchet men let us know and they say hatchet men so that if you see mo so there who say yeah hatchet men for so say na mo so tie say they should be akaka fa mo ho say die ura kenufrata eye nensem kaye menye sure say ura kenufrata eba nanimu a wa hwe ncha ko chara obaji so because utie na wo bunufo a sentence no out the fact why is the cute crowd ni tirim ni
meda wase yero akisi eja ben kasa na ya dos na I was say establish your platform kesi we so say yera kenoforiata onya accused person. He's just a person of interest.
Must say they move from person of interest today. So I accuse that send him to court.
Omemu say omra Ghana high chire say Godon utiwe you have every right not to incriminate yourself.
Of course.
Or you have every right to incriminate yourself. And looking at police ni ba na so obechiwa or say you have every right to remain silent
until
otherwise anything you say
will be used against
you in a court of law.
Yes.
It's a me OSP see my bono betimi invite me meko kwatena nim obisa me sama me pa me kasa me pa me nkasa me am right me pa me kasa o me pa me nkasa. The burden of proof is not on Kenoforiata to give information before it proceeds to court. The burden of proof in criminal matters, the burden of proof is on you, the prosecutor. Now only you so be a head and I will say obi the body. Kenoforiata actually say me home family. Ope say ubusa masema we can do it via what? Zoom. Ose won't asia. You won't asia. Nipa nso so no ono so be oda no anye enti no proceed to court. Ni ehun sampa yera Kenoforiata wa ye ABCD. Set me try will be in absentia. Per our court order rules and regulation no. You can try somebody in absentia. And nothing na yema said the name Tamaklu odi Ghana Fosika over 70 million Ghana cedis here say on fan koma katamanto form wa amuno machi ya odi sika no. She was tried in absentia and they jailed me for 10 years.
Yanu dia babe by no monyo say kwa kira ba wo
10 years.
Onu a sabda case ni de ye dia wie cool chop.
Mon publicity
no.
You reckon Kiseja Benka say we issue bench warrant say yan concoction and I will declare the wanted and fugitive. Say yan cutting him now. Kiseja Ben, we asking you. I know they won't. Now obi otini baby. When I will say why you bonne. And you hear investigations. Me smile say conduct investigation about anybody. The law gives me that right, that mandate, not to incriminate myself or to do so. And do free say me now my go to court and let the court be the judge. Go to court. Me organize a press conference and label people fugitive and wanted without any basis. And so you must say say on what law, on what basis, on what authority, and ultimately to declare will be wanted. I will say. When you say OSP Act 959, no, I established the office of the OSP, no. Section 28, and I tell the powers of the OSP. A honey child said the powers of the OSP is what? Is derived from the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act 1960. Act 30, and that powers is equal to what? That of a police officer.
Yeah.
Who OSP no powers as a special prosecutor no, is equal to what? That of a police officer. Police officer bearing the decree be wanted without applying to the court. OSP me metre. Court to burn a man is how the original to the decree be wanted and fugitive. We are joking in this country. We are joking in this country. I say Ghana no, we embrace that kind of commentaries. I mean, so be I don't know comedies yes and our yadio and I can for that I say and only solve a problem no. That alone, that press conference now will not solve the issue. That is why the court is there. Article 14(3) HL say anybody who is facing a criminal offense or criminal charge cannot be pronounced guilty until the person is proven same by a court of competent jurisdiction. And to OSP know who to me say or pronounce obi say obi aye bonne obi aye say. The judicial powers of this land under Article 125 is vested in the judiciary, not Kiseja Ben OSP. And to me Ben na ujina so the yes hard no. To me ujina so the year juma as special prosecutor no. Section na ujina so the declare be wanted. Because without Act 959 establish your office no who say that no be awo sam bra no na ujina so de wa udi di unyu ma che say
Ghana ene dia
man with that to me no enti bra na ba che mra cross section cross ujina so a udi declare be wanted basis ben na ujina so law ben na ujina so authority ben na ujina so de je what are the reasons for declaring somebody wanted and fugitive dia go kromo adodo oba ye sika etwa ma wo Ghana for approve dem onyina with the sika ni nyina ye hu ndwom a wo de aye ketere say untimi prosecute no kuma say
there be say nancy si okunya major victory ya na esi teacher for bi o se ada
100,000 Ghana cedis
100,000 Ghana cedis
anya dollars in credit
and chema aluta squad na hwehwo chema aluta jabbing
yebra Kiseja Ben oguni hwani masidodo and he has reduced the standard of the OSP office. Yewa Matiami Dubai he ono opem so adwuma no hu se ntimi nya no se Ghana for monyi madwuma ma bre e no koy. And this office adwuma no ntimi nya na wa bre. Just resign so that Ghanaians will get somebody who is more competent to do its work. Now him Kiseja Ben me one thing me wuni say me reading the criminal law books bebre. He's very good in writing. Ti o be no do ya ade. Be ban say courtroom procedure no wabon Godon wabon
me wo hwe na you see Kiseja Ben is not helping himself
aba
the public outing no ho wo hwe sideni o mani ni pedua de be gina ho na de wo ye nanim no wo kasa
aba
I think he looks frustrated
ankwanoma
ne de oboa ankwanoma ne de oboa ankwanoma won fa wo kra mbo afode Ghana ne de kra mbo afode Ghana ne de ese abo adwama wo na wo sesa na wo wie wo na etim gu wanum se na wo ta fede kama sekese jabe hwede se wa bra
onye adwuma
no nto
onye adwuma
na law students say here no classroom
of course NPP aka and we still maintain the position say we will support any call for accountability and transparency in this country. But what we will not support is persecution. Say you fa kwembi so nengu nipa be hu fi. You intimidate omo. You momo looking bad in the eyes of the people no there. NPP will not support it. You rather don't go for the Ubekon or you throw a letter ekachene all his appointees say mo obi enwani free kromu ase. Everybody should stay behind and make sure the current government processes do a person move or body move from be to make sure say you are accountable to the people. No, avail yourself.
Yeah,
and that has been the position of the NPP party. Send the general secretary, we will support anybody court because we believe in our people. But what we will not support is say yemfa Takashibi Rambo style of arrest. Ye raha. Now unim say Reverend Team for joy, yes. What you omunka bio?
See omari.
I told you. So they just did that thing just to cover up.
Adeta comedian is what to. But questions there still me busa. Adeta comedian a judge for oman ko didi to all choba hwana.
Oman ko didi. Man ko tiamu. Man ko meeting.
Judge for ko didi o choba de me hu bi da wo Ghana. Judge for.
I mean any gwasisem. Enti godon me de kakra meka ne say OSP. Dia woye ne de nyanim kwan so no and you know it. One I will throw you in your criminal law books, you know it. Say kwan I will fast I will prosecute people in the public domain or in the public space, you know. That is not the whole case. Press conference na say how in your court. We are competent enough now what I mean in fact you've been able to establish a prima facie evidence on the face of your charges. Go to court and prosecute the people. And stop making noise. Thank you.
Yes, me that's it. Mame call Freddy. OSP what hard about twagum no call who didn't come you hard about twagum no call what father saying
go on ora kisi jabe is a fine law lecturer.
Yes
ye ban book musama onim bu batam say adwuma we no sebio yabro no so kakra. You see, before me can kisi jabi asam. Also, no reason should be about. Yama Mrs. Ledapa.
Yes.
The Yoko calling the docket back to Yoko. Yama phone says the OSP started investigating. Yama Mrs. Ledapa. Then they raised issues about money laundering. Money laundering is not within their jurisdiction, and a ban money laundering, it has to go to Yoko.
Yeah.
Enti omo the docket no eko Iyoko last year early part of last year say omo hwe to address this particular issue money laundering omo suspected against Yama Mrs. Ledapa. Iyoko for omo dwuma and they realized the docket they brought and the issue raised there was no merit until omo return the docket as and come OSP. And to be a very important question say enti Iyoko government established machinery political party be there na say it saying there were NPP Iyoko na there was sans were NDC Iyoko ana because so the news article almost say the new Iyoko. What is the new Iyoko? Because omo Iyoko na omo the docket ne bramo na mo say you can't establish a way that's right now no. Why are you calling for the docket back? And I say mo ya ma de no the wedi. We are not being preemptive but you can't say mo ya ma de na the wedi. Let me go back to Kisi Jabe. Ora Kisi Jabe, we yes OSP, I mean special prosecutor. We can eja yara machinamidu hono. He made the special that office look omanu like awandin any like any member office in home. But it's like a current special prosecutor were done no into public opinion court. Just say ye book appointment with the media houses. Na ye do betna media. Na ya support from A to Z. I had to say ya kawasam ya prosecute or court ya tuwa to jail. There's a phone ko tupum. Inti I had to say wunam kruma na say obi hu TV so kra na no wonye. But you see we all say the law is the law. And if the law is the law, there's the rule of law.
Yeah.
And if you know, say, you have substantive evidence, if you know, say, you have evidence to prosecute a person, why do you have to come and disturb our ears on radio and TV? Say, actually, say, Ghana for, ayo, Rano, why you say, Dabi, we are not interested in that. Me, I have said, say, I've had a problem with the operations of that particular office. Sir, office of the special prosecutor. No. Obi say, you are living like Arabian king. In fact, you kasa ura na etono me de yasetemo mesre ura. You say you are living like the Arabian king. The job you are supposed to do, you are not doing it. But oh sorry, I just say office no, you want to do things to make yourself happy. Near can I say that office established in 2018, governed by an act 959, here can I say you are supposed to investigate corrupt cases, have evidence and prosecute the people. Yeah. If say in there ufili say eye ora kenoforiata we did can bow man I can say the person is booked for surgery and you are not convinced, what do you do? I mean, sentencing people or prosecuting people and absentia is done all over the world. You can do it. Or court. That would do case in the court and your case has merit. It's for the judges to decide. And no one beam. But for you to feel say no, I need a person here. And send baha. And then if not one bar, I will issue out a warrant and an arrest warrant, and I'll make it Interpol. You have to come and arrest you. And I'm saying say you want to protect your job. Whoso NDC for you want to protect your job. Papa, may catch now. You are here to save Ghana. The office of the special prosecutor was set up for you to work as a prosecutor to prosecute each and everyone, every Ghanaian who feel say why BBA it goes contrary to doing corrupt activities. And yet obi for you to come and do something to want to please people, because it's here no yeko ye ne de nti say also bim na wo kireokrachi powers kakra wo say wo so wo ho ade yeko boom na OSP so boom na just say ya chef mfi anya dwuma kira. If you know you have evidence, you have a case against ayo owura kene ofuriata, kindly proceed to the court. The court is always open for you. Ukwa no mo bia no, it will be there. Also when lawyers wo they will come and defend the man. But to feel say obi yare na ni panic so yare to bo bia yade etumi bu bia owura kisi jaben yesrew edwuma de share wonsa no ya ma edwuma no for years now. We are looking at the most important corrupt activity case. So far obi e kan yesi ne wa ya ne say what be kodi 100,000 Ghana cedis ja brain that say bebre akemu ye kasa yesi an ye hwe say eye office of the special prosecutor no, you work accordingly. You will be able to in the yura Charles Bisu eye Escado Ketan parliamentary candidate. You won the case against the OSP.
Of course.
Almost more overturn high court.
Oh yes, of course.
Overturn after judge in the court here asem no so. Oma sisa no.
Enti sisi ha no, eni yen say e kwa na say buy. I to say I don't know.
No, but me kwa put the see say the Iraq BC so winning no. For me it doesn't really go against the integrity of the OSP. Because a court was said yes. Ube ultimate winnie be no lose be. Attorney General the case court never lose. Or my Ghana na asumani was one fanko ultimate lose. But me who say Attorney General could lose case Attorney General be jina bonting ebe kasetia judges. Kise jaben kwa the assembly court no lose no beat the judge for nothing. Ayo. No try trust out to almost.
Ayo. But with him, even the act governing our office of the OSP, or no the special prosecutor, he is supposed to update us Ghanaians as to all the cases are ready. They were losing, they were winning in he's supposed to I am mandatory I shall know. Oh, by yeah. That no, no, one can you winning you say you want to shine the oh yeah. Because so far the Ekano, we are looking at say you are working according to what you have been asked to do, but not according to what you want to do to please some people.
Okay, what the said that I can say 12 minutes. But abwa I made there when the performance so far.
You are young. The performance I mean I'm going to person the banner and then in for me be na sumo. Me say the topmost performance I Ghana or I say Jabobe to me aka e de tu no and say wakwa kwadi esika bia 100,000 Ghana cedis. Asa so many corrupt cases in the previous administration. MPP Abamika from 2012. From 2012, we have had cases. You can't cases upon cases. But now, no, you want to be the one to say, okay, you want to use Kenofurata as your yardstick for you to make a case in this country. Papano, your bro document said the man is not well. Say Papano or say he's booked for surgery. if you have evidence, like I've said, kindly proceed to the court. And answer, you want to tell us, say, unless you see the man, and bit me a jinjao, or me onya one then say, see waba, me do court, me so sa. You can't do that. The only thing you can do is say, Papa, about to win him. You're wrong. Okay, no, for that, me say. Okay, these are my evidence. I'm taking you to court. I don't see the reason for you to feel like to make it so aggressive. Say, one bar. That is where we have the challenge. Because sentencing in absentia is done all over the world. You can do it. Proceed to the court. Unless you want to let us know, say, there is no case, but you are just making a storm out of a teacup. It's young kind of country and say the man be working for a my attorney who call office was here own. The office of the center why recruitment be we ask all these officers and they are being paid with our taxpayers money. We ask ourselves here, it's time go and do not burn on the relevance of that office must be questioned. If the operations have to be revised or reviewed, it must be done. But Senior Debiano, Yetiwana also OSP, Obobuku appointment to the media, press conference, they come, you see, when you do that, and you attain the level of prosecuting and persecuting the person in the eyes of the public, but so in that way, how do you overturn that damage done to the character of the person? There will be series of cases against the OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor, because Obi say you have defamed me, you have assassinated my character. Now it's like people you have lost integrity in the eyes of Ghanaians. But at that stage, you have a court, court make us say me dibim. What do you do? So the only thing we are requesting yesterday, so information and also evidence against Obia. The only thing you can do as the special prosecutor is for you to prosecute or proceed to the court for the person to be what? Prosecuted. We all can believe whatever you are doing. But over the media so na cameras is so na Obia na also chira wadwen na wo ka brofo akese na Ghana for no so se bi also on tias ya badwen se bia nipa na okara sam no wodifo a adwen
me dey say the September war lament no okay, all right. Last time I checked OSP Dankasa website. Now I think so that cases are OSP say abaton and him 174. 174 cases. That time no.
117 questions or the man.
And then make sure see cases no update ni ho. But the one say out of over 170 cases, was when 6 convictions. 6 convictions. Maybe I share. If I just check it, latest one, won't check what I mean. Now prosecutions are 6. Now Sika was what me retrieve amount of my Ghana no 3 million Ghana cedis. But you read OSP Nankasa website, the good me was convictions in 6. And the prosecutions year 6 and scout retrieval more my Ghana no 3 million Ghana cedis and case ni na about 180 cases and then na 180 cases so far what me are prosecuted 6 and also we need 6 you know a percentage in the same 6 out of 174 and Sika ye did my OSP last year inquire man sing.
So 2022 alone, Emma OSP office 180 million Ghana cedis.
Okay.
And 180 million Ghana cedis to fight corruption.
Yes, it was what we retrieve 3 million Ghana cedis at the amount of man in performance.
In the year 2024 budget allocation, Office of Special Prosecutor 149 million Ghana cedis. And I hear the Danko Akufo-Addo at the OSP.
Yes.
2024 alone, no, I will not for the befiso 149 million. I don't have a back up at the brother.
Very transfer. You say,
Anna, Mama,
149 million.
Yes.
Let's say, you share the year, no, Scabe and I say anti corruption. We are fighting, man, saying I would buy
2025. Budgetary allocation 146 million Ghana cedis. And at the OSP 2024 149 million Ghana cedis. Kakra Kragusu So what you here? 2022, 170 million Ghana cedis. And the man OSP. So what you here? 2023, 138 million Ghana cedis. And the man OSP. Says can we know Iraq said I've been na train ko maybe. And I was see why head then sky no Jama Ghana. 3 million Ghana cedis. It was a kind of chimple.
Over kwa Japan e chokrata bi e nanopa e no troye. Na was say OSP kwane e debe pa ne ha. Was say e debe pa ne ha OSP. Was say okay, I mean read her kitchen. Was say so what is wrong with this OSP? Is he conducting a public and media trial of Ken Ofori-Atta as of now? Was as of now, no charges have been brought against Ken. So he is not an accused person yet. Even if the OSP sees him as a person of interest. If the OSP truly has what he claims, why hasn't he charged Ken with all the assembled facts and evidence and begin prosecution in a proper court of law? After all, people have been tried in absentia several times in the past. Does he need Ken's physical presence before doing his job? Relevant questions.
Very relevant.
And now ubusa no. I can't 4 minutes, but you mono 1 minute. Now must be for 2 minutes. And so.
But when you share budget now, you demand a OSP.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something. It has a lot of questions that we have to ask. Say you can have a budget of 180 million, 149 million, 138 million allocated to an office. Also, medical case. While recruiting yes. The lifestyle there are questions to be answered because we are looking at the substance of the issue discussing is the money allocated to the office is it really money that is supposed to work for us as a country so they make me say corruption I just can't but I'm very medical 3 million Ghana cedis. There are 180 million, 3 million Ghana cedis nearby. Yeah, by ratio, no. I mean, it is something. I mean, it is not encouraging. So it begs for questions to say, the operations of that particular office, no, if it must be reviewed or scrapped, it is something that needs to be. There needs to be an assessment for us to know. Say, no, maybe a two skegu no. And remember, I had to say, oh, mama, sika say, ji, feko didra. Na mama, 2,000 Ghana cedis. Mama 2,000 Ghana cedis no. Ukoba ya. Oh, say 2,000 awade mama no. This year I'm person menya na 10 cedis. Krachi. Okay, nyefi. Sanko biu. Ukoba ya and na dia anko yekura menya 5 cedis. E say sika me de ma wona nkasa no. Infaso bia ma ho. So we are asking the relevance of that particular office. Is it something that is going to help us as Ghanaians? Because one, in terms of our spending, the taxpayers' money, HSR office, we are not getting any result in terms of output. And I say feedback, it's not convincing enough. We are not seeing it to be the office is really working. And if the office were to be working, we are not saying Chinchina, you have to prosecute people for them to be guilty. Now what we are saying is like Senora of Ken Ofori-Atta Asamabe. If you know the person, you have not even charged the person to even say the person is this or that. Say, oh, evidence. And I say, oh, I didn't feel say, wait there. I've been able to gather evidence. I can move to the court. That is where when you start the legal processes, you apply the law as we say, the law is the law. Then we are going to have full confidence in whatever you are doing. But you see, there's a gymnastics into attorney there. Also.
In fact, said, Ken Ofori-Atta Kwakwatina OSP anymore Opalo Kasa. Opawon kasa.
Lawyer correct was him kasa.
Oswon kasa. Does it mean so unko court? Etu wa den na fa ndiko court. Na court kasa that say ya share date wamra. Wa ma let the court declare him wanted. And I said the 1 minute.
Me senior brother wa kan asem ni nyina. Ye hwe budget here dey ama we ye bobbo so ikwa po say me ankasa kwa no me yam crash me. Sika kesia na de ma afi bia twa sika de ma sika ye twa de ma nso a sika ne ko nso o ma no nya so mfa so bia
ma tell me do actually test one ko dey aba was so wa risk wa we cash ni nyina
we risk ni nyina wa fa anya so de atia ne se Iraq kesia jaben like I have said it on this platform no your office office of I mean, office be mrani jini tum mrana mahutumi article 20 section 28 of your act no ache utumi as a special prosecutor go to the court and exercise those powers. Men tina press conference ase and men tina office enya press conference and keka and more amount for training no me you say and one ma me you say and me fa no be fa kwan we so you don't have that right. The judicial powers of this land no and article 125 no enya wo and wo it is vested in the judiciary and this here bibi and I say wo bibi obeya go to the court keno for yata onye an accused person because as we speak no we don't even know charges are omodia tiano. He's just a person of interest. Call I was what friend or still for investigation my opa and oba obana obanswa asemu busana opa no be yano opa onyano nanso question na busana say so obana busana question na say when yi anu a na chese won court na say den. It means you are waiting for Kendo Forata to give information before you proceed to court. So ab initio no onni nyina so bia wo dey ka say Kendo Forata ayegwe oni nyina so bia ente be say no special prosecutor you respect some of us you respect your all right o brofo no mu bia ni no ma bia wa trotro ne ade but dey wo ye idea in practical terms no enim gwase ne yados.
All right, into the say finance minister a table bill or parliament I was say your friend energy sector levy but what the bag chika mo a dumuso levy dumuso levy na ohwemu a wotu say more air project is about $3.7 billion na omoti da kwa kutua it dumuso levy and abano the ehu ni say letter bia aye 1 cedi entity say no oto 1 gallon na obetua 4 cedis 50 pesos or 1 gallon 1 gallon me wa 1 gallon so aye 12 cedis enti 1 gallon na say 12 cedis 12 point something so if I say 12 cedis it 12 cedis no just on the 4 cedis 50 pesos account it means that now fuel is going to move from 12 cedis
to about 16 to around 17
almost 17 cedis.
Yes.
Eti kwa the job mo yes o ma tete petrol so no
godon only I was say your boy your Radudan Kwakufo Ado ne Dr. Mahmoud
I was say demonstration
because unim say they were able to manage our energy sector for about 8 good years without doing so o ma nje dum so levy dawo
dabi
Omo for dum so levy amba and so mo manage energy sector for 8 good years without dum so omo ko ye mo buy less than 4 months
they are unable to manage it. Energy sector in the you manage it
now unim
what even tell can you manage the debt structure.
I was energy minister Abujina pasania eyi akoyi owo radio XYZ ni Power FM you ka so mo mpamu nu akoyi na fuka krakei
manti hono
amane bo amamo ne
manti de manti hono
mugabe mo se mo mpamu no
wo da me ka hono na fuka kaka asmo na kana
akoyi na fuka krakei a odi atemebebe ohene ba omo mo mpamu no energy minister mo mpamu no mbo nomba
ano na fusu za
unhu ye
okay mate me de manti hono mo ara busa for enti Fredodu ena motede kan ni komi so omunyina ka communication team no ho wo NPP mo elia no mote se mene Moses Abo commander na kasa ekasai ye sorry so na de se da kase bibi e sa akoma NPP for mpanifu nyina enyi wotwe enyi adoa emfrim obi bia obompaye na ayamsihie ema no se chema wontumi enkofu na kose baby eye ne bone obi bia wo support ye bia external producers am support ye program ni na send message upon message break ko de ru breme ebreda se breje dwamna eme de ye adwuma ni nyina no mu nyina no yakopon enham mu amode empire bo eteche ne empire bo ni so critical paboni so critical monso nyakopon ehram etedi dwode nyina eba ewie na mefasida kese ema krezo kweku wona yi gm medasida kese be man Mr. Sante so edasida kese be mam Masa Billy Masa Ebi na Billy Akala GH and of course Adongo and me producer I was saying more news na eba ne say say NDC for the krata koto say dum so no ya do kro ye dodo na omu hia sika e de atua dum so ka enti say woto petro bia 1 gallon bia no omo de one friend say 4 cedis 50 pesos ebe to 1 gallon bia so 1 liter bia ye 1 cedi liter 1 gallon bia 4.5 liters, which means 1 gallon bia no omo de 4 cedis 50 pesos at least and beto so na wokola koto 10 gallons wa 10 gallons are that is 45 Ghana cedis and they to so and enough form and to say no ye the first 50 pesos eba beka 12 cedis ho na akwakoye almost 17 cedis. What have the meanwhile na mu wo e levy asa we see kodo pon kroma e kan asase mu say the e levy e de ba any other revenues the de e de ba no mu yiye free mu a e de na cause enye possible say Ghana ye be ye free mu a ye for alternative ember. So let us know the alternative so that we can deal with it. Almost ye fa shema ene na mudi abey na ya say parliament MPP for na ho extra 88. No matter how hard you try to resist it, you can't resist it, but they can still resist it by embarking on a fierce public education about the danger of a year new levies here or more. If God na Asare-Bediako, I'm not my channel panel. Minia,
no, or one quanquachi will be or china pancata with you.
Emwa,
Ready, or quanquachi will be ready to put in Pabel 40. I guess I was bad. Yeah, one could be a pancata with you.
All right, 8 years. Sorry, I'm not my now. If I say, I will conclude the program, so movement in the morning. Good night.